The fake Maui wildfires were orchestrated by the globalist elite to poison our air, water and soil and redistribute property into the hands of the elite, according to a World Economic Forum insider who warns that Build Back Better literally means destroying things first and then rebuilding according to the New World Order plans. The World Economic Forum is using Maui as ground zero to launch a devastating attack on the people, which has laid the groundwork for the rapid reconstruction of the island into 15-minute cities, designed to lock down ordinary people in vast outdoor prisons, from which there will be no escape. This evil plan has been in the works for years, and now we are seeing it play out in all its grisly details before our very eyes. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community for exclusive and uncensored news and views. The link is below this video. The global elite earmarked Hawaii as the world's first smart island, and plans have been in the works for the last few years to start the rapid transformation from the island's traditional way of life to Klaus Schwab's 2030 vision. But there was just one problem. The historical districts in Hawaii, which happen to be where the most desirable and expensive properties are located, are owned by locals who did not want to sell. And because they were historical towns, they couldn't have any new development. Raylene from Maui explains what's happening on the ground.
I'm Raylene and located in Maui. I live in Kihei and I wanted to share some local updates. Shocking, or maybe not. Did you hear about the fires? Did you hear that the government of Hawaii states their goal is to rebuild and make the entire island of Maui the first smart island? They want the entire island governed by AI, is outlined in the Hawaii Digital Government Summit of 2023 that they plan to host next month on September 25th, 2023 on Maui. Wow! Now they're going to come to the rescue for this horrible problem. And last January in 2023, there was a smart city conference in Maui to turn Maui, again, into the smart city island, pushing everything electric, making 15-minute smart cities. And there was also a contract last year to build a high-rise condo complex and businesses in Lahaina, which is a historic town that couldn't have any new development in this area. But now it's demolished. So now I guess they have to rebuild, right?
It just so happens that the part of the island mainly destroyed by the so-called wildfires were prime real estate owned by ordinary everyday people, located right next to lavish mega mansions, owned by the likes of Jeff Bezos, Lady Gaga, Bill Gates and Hollywood stars like Will Smith and Julia Roberts. WEF partners McDonald's, Burger King and other big box stores were also mysteriously unaffected. How did the fire know to avoid the most expensive mansions and big box retailers? The fire also knew how to burn in the perfect oval shape in Lahaina, avoiding key locations. Take a look at this footage captured from a commercial flight. Maui locals have observed that the wildfires, which were burning simultaneously in numerous strategic locations, did not behave in a natural way. How is this possible? Others explained that they were winning the fight against the fires until the water was suddenly and inexplicably turned off.
Russ, who lived in his home for 40 years, said he and neighbors fought all day to keep the fire from spreading.
We had a hard time holding it back, but we were winning the game. And then the water turned off. And then there wasn't anything we could do. Then the sparks were blowing up out of the gulch.
After this quick break, we will explain how the elites launched a carefully planned attack on the people of Maui, Hawaii, and what we need to do to stop this happening again. But first, an important word from our sponsor. A shocking new study reveals that power grid loss and blackouts could send half of America to the emergency room this summer. The study states that over tens of thousands of deaths and millions of hospitalizations would occur in the event of an extended power failure. This is why I highly recommend ordering Dark Age Defense before these blackouts strike. Dark Age Defense is the only comprehensive step-by-step guide on how to survive and thrive in a nationwide, extended and life-threatening blackout. Click the link below this video today to receive free shipping, a 100% money-back guarantee, plus several additional free bonuses. Order now by clicking the link down below, and be sure to watch the free video. Directed energy weapons were used to attack the local people, destroy their property, and force them to accept the agenda of the globalist elite. Videos filmed by locals in Lahaina showed the pulse flashes, which are a feature of directed energy weapons, and they're circulating online. And if you're wondering what a clear directed energy weapon strike looks like from a distance, here is a video from Chile in May this year, showing a confirmed strike. And according to eyewitness accounts from Maui, we are dealing with the same technology.
Hey y'all, Myra here. So take a look at this crazy video. This just happened today, May 26th in Chile. So quick backstory, a man was in his apartment and he heard 5 explosions and then his electricity went out. He ran to his balcony to see what was going on or to see if he could see anything, and he happened to catch the 6th explosion. It looks like a laser beam, y'all. A laser beam. Is this some sort of super advanced technology we have no idea about? Is it some sort of government testing? It looks so futuristic. I'm mind blown a little bit.
The mainstream media are desperate to dismiss these claims as conspiracy theories. But we now know for a fact that directed energy weapons are not conspiracy theories at all. They are conspiracy facts.
The Department of Defense spends about $1 billion annually developing directed energy weapons, such as high-energy lasers and high-powered microwaves. These weapons can disrupt or destroy their targets at the speed of light. For example, DoD has developed high-energy lasers that have successfully shot down drones. But speed isn't their only advantage. They're also less expensive per use than traditional weapons like guns and missiles. Despite those potential advantages, DoD has had trouble getting these technologies out of the lab and into service. The Army has developed a detailed transition plan to support moving these weapons into the next stages of development. We recommended that the Navy and the Air Force develop similar plans.
Now, the land grab begins. And the global elites, led by WEF partners BlackRock and Vanguard, are leading the charge to acquire the land and begin building 15-minute cities.
I tell you guys, I am so frustrated with investors and realtors calling the families who lost their home, offering to buy their land. How dare you do that to our community right now?
The elite are brazen. They're not even trying to pretend that this wasn't a giant setup. Klaus Schwab wasn't joking when he said that Hawaii was going to lead the United States into his vision of the future. The Hawaiian political elite are completely bought and paid for by international interests. Here is your evidence that the UN and WEF are in deep with the Hawaii governor, guiding him on what to do in order to achieve their Agenda 2030 and global reset agendas. Governor Green represented Hawaii at 2 key events at the 2023 United Nations High-Level Political Forum, the only US state leader to do so.
Governor Josh Green touted Hawaii's sustainability accomplishments at the United Nations Economic and Social Council in New York City. The governor was the keynote speaker in the forum that included more than 40 presenters from around the world. Green pointed out that Hawaii is in a unique position as an island state and has tried to lead the way in promoting renewable energy.
We tried to lead on energy and climate. We were the first state to mandate 100% renewable energy for electricity. So it's, again, an opportunity as a small state with technically a small footprint, but we do punch above our weight a little bit because of our position in the Pacific.
Speakers were invited to help implement the United Nations Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals in 2030.
For those who don't think the government would ever conspire against its own people, it's worth brushing up on your history. In 1873, the government killed millions of buffalo to starve the Native Americans, so they would submit to the government and become dependent. Some things don't change. Remember when the World Economic Forum aligned politicians all over the world were parroting the same line, Build Back Better? Now we know that Build Back Better literally means destroying things first and then rebuilding according to the New World Order plans.
It's a very pertinent question to ask, how do we build back better?
To build back better or whatever.
We have a chance to reset the clock and build back better than before.
To build back better than before.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it Build Back Better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
It's my plan to build back better.
Start taking all the problems that have been created in education and mental health and start to build back in a positive way.
I have launched a booklet called Build Back Better, Britain After Coronavirus.
It's about building this country back better.
Growing conspiracy following it. It is called the Great Reset.
An unprecedented opportunity to rethink and reset the ways in which we live.
The great opportunity for reset.
The theory even calls Mr. Biden's campaign slogan, Build Back Better, a front for the conspiracy.
Build back better.
Building back better our economy.
Build back better.
All elements of the Great Reset are fundamental to building the future we need.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
It's a big effort to, some would say, to build back better. We would say to really have a great reset.
Conspiracy, conspiracy,
conspiracy. Here at The People's Voice, we are determined to hold these globalist criminals accountable for their actions, but we need your help. Spread this video far and wide to help educate as many people as possible to what's going on in the world today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community for exclusive and uncensored content, and to support the channel. We can't do it without you.